Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am so excited to be live on Facebook this morning. I am doing my live session from San Diego. It's beautiful here at the beach. I think it's already 75. It's probably going to be 80, 85 here. Beautifully sunny. Nice little coastal breeze. Just very fortunate to be here. But I am jam packed with stuff I want to talk about this week, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge because I have a full calendar. So today, Wednesday, will be my roughly regular time, about an hour late today. But tomorrow, I'm loaded for bear on my new normal series. I am going to talk about the last mile and execution. I have a great topic. I will be going super early because I have to get on the road early, way before sunrise. So you'll probably have to, if you want to see it, you'll catch it taped. But I want to let you know I have it locked and loaded, ready. Can't wait to share with you. Like today's topic. I'm going to start by being disagreeable, which I don't normally like to do. I like to highlight stuff I agree with and then share it with you, and hopefully it's helpful. But I read an article this morning in Inman News, and it was Consumer Watchdog advises, I don't know if you can see this, Consumer Watchdog advises buyers to pay agents 2% or less. And this article is complete nonsense. It's just straight out nonsense. And it's not the author's perspective. The author was quoting a watchdog group called, I don't even know what the heck they're called, Consumer Federation of America. And by the way, if you have the word federation in your name, I probably don't align with you, but that's another topic. So this Consumer Federation of America, a nonprofit, I have no idea what they do, is featured in this article, and they give a bunch of nonsense advice, just really bad advice. You shouldn't. It's not don't pay more than 2%. Don't pay more than the value of the service. That's what they should say. I mean, if the value of the service is worth more than 2%, pay more than 2%. If it's less than 2%, pay less than 2%. It's just a really crummy article. And I posted this article to LinkedIn, and I was polite in my post, so I wasn't controversial. You can get a link to it. But what I did like in this article, and what did resonate with me, is how this consumer, watchdog group, the CFA, was coaching the consumer to try to get into a relationship that is consumer centric. And that resonated with me because so many times we don't serve the customer right. We tell the customer what we want. We tell them how to interact with us. We tell them how to use our process, and we don't think, what does the customer want? So in the article, this CFA encourages home buyers to work with agents that are willing to work with you to serve what you want. And it had a bunch of advice, most of which I disagreed, including don't pay over 2%. But some of it made sense, like, hey, use a skilled agent. Use an agent that you like. Use an agent that has experience. That's good advice. Now, the consumer-centric was, don't sign a contract. Don't sign a contract you don't understand. Don't sign a contract where that is disadvantageous to you, and it points out things that are not in the consumer's favor. And I kind of like that. Educate consumers on what's in their best interest. And then as real estate agents and loan officers, we need to serve their best interest, and we need to quit creating vehicles and tools that are against their best interest but protect us. And instead, things like, hey, look, don't sign an agreement for an agent to represent you, a buyer's agent to represent you if you don't even know them. Like, don't let them twist your arm into signing a 6-month or 12-month agreement. Sign a temporary agreement, right? Sign a 1-day agreement. Like, don't sign a long-term until you choose to deal with them. That's consumer-centric, right? So don't sign any blanket commitments for dual agency. Don't sign binding arbitration. Don't sign any contract that combines listing agent and buyer agent compensation or cooperative compensation. The point of the article, which I disagreed with, the part that I liked though, was maybe we could be a little bit more consumer centric in what we do. That part I liked. The rest is nonsense. You can read it, get out of it what you want. And that gets me into my second article of the day. And this one, I actually saw this presentation at the Inman Connect. The author isn't the person that presented. I think the CEO presented at Inman Connect. The author here is just an author on, not want to say just, is an author on Redfin staff. The name of the article is "The Typical Buyer's Agent Earns 2.55% in Commission a rate that has declined since the NAR settlement was announced in March. And I remember this struck me when I saw the presentation. What it says is, look, buyers agents commissions have been flat for like 20 years. They haven't moved 1/10%. And then since the NAR settlement announcement, they've shifted down like 8 basis points. And so they've dropped to 2.55%. And while that doesn't seem a lot, given the horizon, that's a massive move after not moving at all for like 15, 20 years. And I forget who the CEO is, I'm sorry, Redfin, what he, hypothesized that we would see that accelerate and see buyer commissions continue to deteriorate and to drop. And so that's what this article talks about. This is a really good article. It has a whole bunch of good information in it, really thoughtful. But you know what? I'm not actually, and I put that article on LinkedIn. You can get it. You can have a post on both those articles, on one post on each of them with a link to each of the articles, so you can check it out. The Redfin article has a lot of good data, some good charts. I really like that article. However, that's not actually what I want to talk about. That is just setting me up for my topic, which will also link to tomorrow's new normal, the last mile concept, which I'm really going to hammer tomorrow morning. So here's the thing. And in the label of this Facebook Live, I said, hey, look, you're preparing for the NAR settlement. Here's my advice. Charge as much as you can. Charge home buyers as much as you can. And you know what's interesting? If you follow me, if you listen to my lives, I'm constantly suggesting that real estate agents and loan officers might overcharge their clients, but I'm not saying that they should drop their price. What I've been saying, and I'm a giant advocate for, is increase your value. And that brings me back to Alex Hermosa's book, $100 Million Offers, which is a great book. I covered that book at a Facebook Live on a Sunday. And he has this thing called the virtuous versus vicious cycle of price, right? And here's essentially what it says. And it goes back to, it links back to something Warren Buffett said, which is price is what you pay, value is what you get, right? And people want a deal. The deal is getting more value than what they're paying. Simple as that. And so Alex Hermosa came up with the virtuous versus vicious cycle of price, right? And in essence, he says, if you have a price problem, increase your value. Because once you start cutting your price, you get into I forget what he calls it, you get into a vicious cycle of losing margin, revenue, and losing trust, right? When you cut your price, you say, look, I was overcharging the consumer loses trust in you, they start to disbelieve your value, and it's hard to change their mind. And so if you're at a deficit between price and value, increase your value, dramatically increase your value, like ridiculously, right? And I'm a huge advocate of that. And I think, as real estate agents are preparing to, I'm looking up a podcast right now, I'm sorry. As real estate agents are preparing to get ready for the aftermath of the settlement, and they're worried about their commissions, just absolutely fortify your value. Give overwhelming value. Overwhelming. So your clients would happily pay you. That's all we have to do as real estate agents and loan officers. It's really that simple. I was listening to a Mortgage Coach podcast this morning. Dave Savage had Ken DeLeon on this morning. I loved it. I strongly recommend go find it on the Mortgage Coach playlist. It was incredible, and I love when I get exposed to somebody that does something that I do, but they do it in such a different level or such a different way that it's just absolutely inspiring. It's like when people would talk about Tiger Woods and they would say he plays a game I'm unfamiliar with, like a fellow pro would. Like, Ken plays a game I'm totally unfamiliar with. The amount of value he brings to his clients is incredible. And we all have the opportunity to raise our value. And so don't cut your price. Don't cut your commission. Increase your value. I cannot just say that strong enough. We serve a critical role. We have to be sharp instruments, but we also have to be worth it. We deserve to get paid. Make sure we're doing enough to earn our pay. And so that's what I have to say. I totally disagree with this first article. Don't pay more than 2%. I'd throw this in the trash can. I do like, though, focusing on consumer-centric. absolutely always be in your customer's best, interest. All these contracts are there to, really, protect us, not the client. We got to throw those away. Interesting about the Redfin erosion of commissions. Let's see, as loan officers, let's see how we can help our agent partners fortify their value to stand the line and get their commissions. And as real estate agents, I just encourage you, bring overwhelming value. I mean, what a service you can bring. I am a giant advocate for Alec Hermoso's book. Check it out. The Virtuous versus Vicious Cycle of Price is a really great part of the book. He has a neat value equation you can check out in it. I hope you like this. I hope this gets you fired up. Tomorrow, I'll go live super early in the morning, but watch the recording. I'm gonna talk about the last mile, and I'm gonna talk about fundamental execution as a component of value. All right, that's what I got from San Diego. Hope you're having a great day. It's 40 degrees cooler here than my Scottsdale house, so I'm happy to be here. I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks so much for checking in. See you soon.